Hey, 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 hello, hello, and good afternoon. Welcome to today's topic, which is 3 steps to scale any business with training. Now, I'm looking at my camera here. I'm seeing it is totally, there we go. Now I'm back in focus. So this is coming to you. I'm live streaming this everywhere. So whether you're watching this from my Facebook business page, my private group, or even my YouTube page, I wanted you to know that all week long I have been teaching one of my signature pieces of content, which is how to scale your business with a training program. And not just any training program, but the transformational training programs that I create in my company. And I love to share this. I do this regularly, as often as I can, because it is a lot of work, to share this completely for free, by the way, which is our secret sauce and methodology for how we help some of the top brands in the country, in the world, quite frankly, to create exceptional training programs that people want to come to, that create massive results for the clients that they serve, whether that's internal or external, right? And we get participants that say it was life-changing and they can't wait to come back again. And we know that the more able you are to do that, the stronger your company will be, whether you're training people at an internal space or whether you're training people from an external consultant product standpoint. And so I promised the people in my community that I would do a quick 15-minute recap, but I thought, why not share it with all of you? Because it really is just too good to keep to myself. So whether you happen to be a business owner, a department leader, or just an interested person, I ask you to stay with me for just 15 minutes while I take you through the top 3 reasons that you can turn any training, and I mean any training, into a business driver, because training really should be a business driver. If we haven't met yet, I'm Sue Gaddy. This is my genius in the world, and I am so, so happy to bring it to you today. So here we go. On the clock, 15 minutes. I'm going to try and get through all 3 steps, but I want everyone to know that if you want the detail, that the videos are available. DM me wherever we are connected, and someone from my team or myself will send you whatever video you want to see. They're all available through November 9th until they come down until next time. So here we go. 3 steps to scale your business and to make any training program far more of a transformational training experience for your people. So let's just start with this. I'm going to bring this in. Ultimately, everything starts at the end, right? And what your people say is the only thing that matters. It doesn't really matter how good your content was, how long you spent to create it, how much time and money you put into it, how much you love it or don't love it personally. The only thing that matters is what people say, right? Because when people leave one of your training experiences, they have a lot to say, or sometimes they don't say anything at all. Both of them can be good or bad. But when you get people that have had an amazing transformational experience with you, and that could be just either you blew their mind with something they didn't know before, so you expanded their consciousness, right? You brought new information into them and they're so grateful, right? Or whether you actually help someone to take an action that they couldn't take before, to feel in a way they couldn't feel before, to lessen, right? We always say we're either seeking pleasure, right? We're either running towards pleasure or defending ourselves from pain. And when you can do that for someone in the world, that is a very special and unique talent. And people talk about that, right? So when you do things like that for people, right, you attract even more people to you, which is important. If your business is selling something, okay, you need more people. So the way to get attracted to people is simply by sharing and creating experiences about things they didn't even know. It also differentiates you in the market. So we see this over and over again. A lot of really great big companies are turning training into not the thing they just do for their employees behind the scenes, but the thing they're actually doing for their customers to make the experience even better. And ultimately, this is going to generate more sales. So again, no matter where you sit in a company or in an organization, all 3 of these things should matter to you in some way. And now what we spend the 3 days going over are the steps that actually go into making something like this happen. So let me just make sure I got my everything right in here. So why why don't we remember at this point? Here we go. So these are our 3 steps, right? So in order to create training that is actually transformational, which means people are going to learn something they never learned before. They're going to take an action they never had before. They're going to increase a bottom line number, right? So they're going to grow revenue. They're going to be a better manager. They're going to get more profitable, any of those things, right? And sometimes the best thing we can do for people is to make them feel better. So people will often say at the end of transformational training experiences that their life was changed in some way. I sleep better at night. I'm a happier person. I feel more confident at work. All of those things are symbols and signs that the experience you created for your people had a massive impact on them. But the problem is the way we typically go about it is through training, right? Typical training, workshops, videos, audios, things just like this. They actually don't solve the performance gap. So I'm going to take you through a couple of those things quickly. And then the number one thing we almost always miss is this whole idea of proof. Okay, everyone needs to be convinced in some way, shape, or form. So the better you get at marketing, right? This is all marketing. The better you get at connecting the dots for people for what you do, right? How it actually impacts and changes them, the more proof that you have. And I'm going to show you how that works to your advantage. And then finally, it's really about how do you get people to say yes. Now, I know most of us, myself included, have kind of a love-hate relationship with sales in general, right? We come from really interesting backgrounds and experiences where sales maybe really wasn't the best thing for us, but ultimately, every single person, whatever capacity you are convincing people in some way, shape, or form. And the more you open yourself up to the joy of selling, the more successful you'll be in every single facet of your business and of, quite frankly, your life. So if this is all you get, right, these 3 steps, then you've gotten everything you need. I wish you a wonderful day. And I would love for you to leave me some comments about maybe 1 or 2 things that resonated with you the most. But I'm going to take you a little deeper for those of you that want to stick on, and I'm going to show you at least one thing from each of these, and then I'm going to tell you which video is the best for you. So let's go into what we talk about when we say training is not the star of the show. Typical training has 3 massive problems with it, and this is almost never talked about. First of all of these online courses, e-learning courses, all the worksheets, all the handouts, all the resource things, everything you're creating, very little of it ever gets consumed when people are left on their own. So look at the rates. It's almost heartbreaking to know that everything you've poured into that Kajabi database, which is so beautiful and such a great product, and everything you've put in there is so amazing, it almost never gets consumed completely. So the problem is they don't even know what you're training and teaching, okay? And they certainly don't remember it. There's some amazing studies done about the brain psychology around the informational rate, predictable, by the way, informational rate at which we forget things. This is all day 1. So if this is really interesting to you and you want to get into the details, comment below day 1, we'll get you that video. Here's the thing that if you learn nothing else is the only thing I want you to take away. It is absolutely a requirement for people to become something new, right? To take awkward action. And for most of us, it is absolutely not psychologically safe. So exceptionally good training programs figure out how to create safe space for people to take the required awkward actions that lead to massive success. Again, this is all day 1 content. So if you're interested in the details, drop day 1 in the mix. This is my signature formula. I'm literally sharing it with you for free. People pay me thousands and thousands of dollars to do this with them, and I'm offering it to you right now. These are the 4 things that you need to have in every single training experience in order for it to be transformational and not just informational. Again, day 1 content. I walk you through all 4 of them. Make sure you take a look at that if that's something that you want to see even more about. And then day 2, I want to take you back to this. Day 2 is all about proof. Remember, so this is key number 2, which is be able to show proof. There's this really cool thing, and I explain this in detail in the video. So if you want to see this, comment day 2 down below for me. But there's this really cool concept. I actually combined 2 really cool concepts. This one is the law of innovation of diffusion, which says that for every single change out there, there's a pretty much a normal distribution for how people are going to react to it. Again, in day 2, I go into the video, watch day 2. You'll notice I have this line right here, which is I call the tipping point. Everything to the left, the space right here of the tipping point, are people that are already on board with everything you're talking about. And they're very willing to follow you anywhere. They're very willing to come to your class. They're very, very willing to believe. They're very ready to take action. Everybody on this side of the spectrum needs to be convinced. They need to know that if I jump over this line, that it's safe for me over here, that it is for me over here, that I will get what I need over here. They're not convinced. So once you really dial in what this means, and I go in detail in day 2, you have literally the magic decoder ring for how to tackle every single new initiative in your company, every single training program you want to bring, every single thing you want your child, your husband, your spouse, your friends, your lovers to do is all explained through these 2 concepts. I call it the willingness factor. Day 2, I'll give you all the details. But here's the thing I want you to know. Show me the proof, right? Remember Jerry Maguire and show me the money? Show me the proof. To some degree, everyone sitting over here is like, okay, I'll do it, but convince me first. And I in the day 2 video, I give you, oops, I'm clicking wrong buttons. In the day 2 video, I am giving you all the ways that you can show proof. For business owners, testimonials, people that have done your product or service, and they are now swearing that you're the best thing since life bread, is the number 1 sales strategy, attraction strategy, right? Closing strategy that you can have in your business. But believe it or not, for those of you in corporate positions, having this type of proof works just the same. So again, people are very afraid to tip, right? They're afraid of what's over there. It's unknown. And when things aren't known and they don't feel like they're for us, we defend against them. So finding testimonial and finding proof is your solution. Now, some of you might be saying, but I don't even have it yet. Or I work in a training department. We haven't done this in my company yet. How do I get proof? I'm so happy that you asked. If that's the question that you asked, I have, how many here? 5 different ways that I share in the day 2 video for how to show proof. And each one of them is more amazing than the next. Comment down below day 2 and we'll get you that video. Okay, moving right along. I'm at 13:30 and I swear I'm getting this done in 15 minutes. The last thing you need to do, step 3. So this is step 3. This is day 3 video. Day 3 video is how do we actually get people to say yes? We have to do all of the upfront work first. This is the first step in my signature training program is the market research. We do it in corporations. We do it in companies. We do it for individuals. I even do it with my family, right? I start surveying and understanding the climate before I ever bring anything up because I want to know where everybody's at and what do I need to say or do to get them to understand or believe that in my ideas and what I'm trying to say. So you have to get your answer key, right? We want to unlock those answers. This is all day 3. I talk about how to do that in day 3. And then the thing that I want you to know from a true training perspective is there's crazy conversation in the world right now, high ticket, low ticket, this ticket, that ticket. They're all good. That's the great news I want you all to walk away with. We can take a breath. They're all good. It's what's the right one for you, for your client, and for the result you're trying to achieve. So we've kind of packaged this into, when it comes to training offers, you can call them anything you want, but there are 3 main types. right? There's the mini offer where we're solving one simple, easy emergency need, right? And you can scale that at mass, right? That's a great one to scale at mass. Then we have this impact offer, right? So this is kind of those middle of the road, solving one big problem. It probably is going to take us 3, 4, 5 months, right? Somewhere in that range. But at the end of it, we have one big thing accomplished. So this could be an introductory leadership program. This could be, how do you price your package, like, whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is that you need to do within your organization. This is a really nice solution for you. And then we have what we like to call the life-changing. These tend to be things that are ongoing, 9 months, 12 months, multi-years, and they are covering massive topics across all spectrums. So like business coaches tend to have really amazing life-changing programs, because not only are they teaching you like whatever their secret sauce is, but a lot of times they're teaching you how to staff properly and how to build a team, and they're teaching you systems, and they're teaching you this strategy. They generally have multiple coaches and many disciplines because they're just all encompassing. And when you find a really, really good one, it is worth hanging around for those years. I myself have been a part of a life-changing program that I call the Unstoppable. I don't call it. It's the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program. I've been in it for almost 2 years. It's the most money I've ever spent in my life, but it is the best investment I could have ever made. It's worth every penny. And so, look for those, right? Look for those. Each one gives you something different and is designed to do something different. So those are the 3 training offers. Again, day 3, we go into detail. The last thing that I will leave you with when it comes to anything with the training program is please, 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 I want this ringing in your head. Do not start in the middle. Almost every company and every person that creates a training program always starts with, let me create my content. And what happens is they have their great idea and they start recording all their videos and they make their workbooks and they build all of these things, and they spend 6 months and thousands of dollars most times on untested content. And your first attempt is never your best attempt. We have a saying in my own company, don't bring me the final version, bring me the first version that I'm going to change 3 times, right? Get your quickest product together and get it out there and get it in front of people, because you need to know what questions are they asking. Does it make sense? What did they need to know? You can't build this stuff in a vacuum. So when it comes to creating whatever training program it is you're creating, I want this ringing in your head. Do not start in the middle, right? Do not start with the content. Come, get connected to me, learn my strategy. We will make sure this never happens to anyone ever again, because in my signature training program, the first thing that we do is help you with 4 simple steps to create the actual framework for the training program that you're going to build. Then we graduate you where you can start building and experimenting and playing and selling and learning how to use social media and all the things that get you enough visibility that you'll be able to sell it. But before we get to that stage, you need to go through the first 4 phases. And we make sure that no one in my program ever will say that I spent 6 months and thousands of dollars and I have nothing to show for it. So there you are. I don't think I quite made 15 minutes, but I think I was fairly close. I thank you all for listening. Again, comment day 1, day 2, day 3. If you're just hanging out and watching with me from wherever you are, I would love to know if there's anything in this video that actually really was a nugget of knowledge, a pearl of wisdom, something you might share with someone else. Those are the things I want to talk about even more. So I appreciate and thank anyone willing to share some of that feedback with me. And remember, if you want to see any of those videos, everything is open through November 9th. So whenever you're watching this, we have those videos for you in the community. If you're not a member of the community, DM me, we'll get you in. If you are a member of the community, you can just go to the guide section and get the video yourself. We do have the ability to send you links and replays. And of course, I can't finish off the day without letting you know this is our business. This is what we do for a living. And if you're ready to build your first or your next training program, I would love to get connected and have a conversation with you. I'm going to drop a link for the program. There's actually no way to register unless you speak with me first, because I only want to make sure that the right people are getting this experience at the right time. Have an amazing afternoon, and I will be seeing you all soon.